Hi guys, Daniel Hayes here. Today I'm going to talk about cams and why I'm changing my 590 S&S cam from the Screaming Eagle 131 kit. Firstly, I appreciate all the comments. I don't appreciate the mean ones, the nasty ones. Why do you have to be so mean? Seriously. But you get that on YouTube, you know. The good thing about YouTube is there's many psychologists and there's mental health professionals that give me advice on my mental health. And there's many mechanics that tell me what to do, and also people tell me about my ego that I need to fix that. Someone said that I've got the ego the size of a goldfish, but I don't know where they're headed with that, but I'll take that as a compliment. Firstly, when I built this motorbike, I was advised by Geelong Harley Davidson that the sort of riding I do, the 590 cam with the 131 kit, was not going to be a great match, okay? Now listen, I just want to clear it up. If you take my bike for a ride and take it and give it a good squirt, go through first, second, third, fourth, fifth, it's an incredible bike. It's amazing. You know, at about 4,000 revs, 4,500 revs, it takes off and it just red lines to 7,000. Bang, red line, red line, red line, red line. And that's great. So it's a performance bagger. It's not a custom performance bagger. It's not like being to a custom shop where they've, you know, but it's sort of your basic 131 kit with a big cam, and it's got a nice tune and some big exhausts, and you know, just it's basically stuff out of the box that's been put onto the bike, which has given it a fair bit of horsepower compared to a stock Harley. The problem with the bike is, and I was told this by the boys, it may be uncomfortable at certain speeds. I haven't just taken it for a squirt, I've done that, but I've also done some long haul rides on it, 300, 400 Ks. I've done over 2,500 Ks now with the 131 motor. And there's some problems, and there's some stuff that I don't like about it, okay? It doesn't actually suit my riding style. My riding style isn't one of, you know, redlining first, second, third, fourth. It's nice and smooth and all of that. My riding style really is long haul touring. But I just want to clear something up, because some people have said that I'm frivolous with money and, you know, what a show off, or he's wasting it, whatever. I'm 49 years old. I've worked my ass off. I've been through 2 divorces. If you've not read my book, it's called So You Want to Be a Real Estate Superstar. It talks about where I've come from. I've put 2 kids through private schools. It's my time. I got clean and sober at 19. I've not had one drink, one drug. I don't smoke cigarettes. My money, you might see it as a waste, but I put it into Harley Davidson's. So for me to put in a really big cam and to be told that it's probably not going to be suitable, for me to have the thrill of riding the bike with this massive cam in it and listen to that big thump has been amazing. So here's the issues that I have, okay? And these are real-time issues, because although I'm not a mechanic, and I know people point that out every 30 seconds that I'm not a mechanic, and people like to point out how stupid I am, I'm sure that they sold me a Pan America. I mean, when I bought the Road King, I thought they said that was a Pan America. That's why I ride it off-road. You know, that's the beauty of YouTube. You can't get away with much. People will always give you their opinion, and I love reading the comments. Problem is, yesterday, I thought what I'll do is, so riding it aggressively, I get about 300 Ks a tank, okay? Yesterday, I did about 320, 330 Ks. I most of the time sat on the speed limit, or thereabouts, around 110, 90, 100, whatever, overtaking a couple of times. But I tried to see what sort of fuel economy I could get. I got less fuel economy sitting on the speed limits, bizarre, than what I did with riding it more aggressively. In regards to touring, that's an issue. Okay, you want to try and get better fuel economy. And I understand I've built or I've had built for me. Well, I better not say I built, because people correct me on that. I had built for me what I wanted put on my bike. I had guys at Geelong do that. So that's an issue. There's so much power, it's putting pressure on other parts of the engine and components that isn't designed for over 153 pounds of torque or 150 plus horsepower. So as you can hear, that the clutch is going to need attention. Eventually, I think that the belt will go, and you know, I may need to upgrade the brakes. I mean, that's not the bike I want. That's not the bike I want. What I want is super reliability, and a bit like my Road King, which has got the 475 Redshift cam in it. Here's the problem with where the torque sits in the new build. It sits at 4,500 to 7,000. That's when the bike takes off. unfortunately, you're pretty much breaking all speed limits. The bike is comfortable at about 130 k's an hour. That's sort of its sweet spot. The speed limit's 100, so it doesn't really work for me. And again, this is trial and error. You know, I get to throw a bit of money around, I get to put in a big cam, and then I get to change it. I am going to change the cam, and I'm going to until I get it right. So I'll probably, I might try the stock cam that came with the kit, or change a different cam. I'll hear what the guys at GHD have to say. The other issue is, I'll tell you something, and I can only compare it to the Road King, which is a stage 2. It's got the 475 in it. I can be in 6th gear in the Road King because of the torque it's got. I can just give it a bit of gas. I don't need to change it down. With the new bike, with the 590 cam, I've actually got to drop it down to about 4th gear and then open it up to get the revs up to overtake with power. I can't sit in 6th gear, say doing 110, 100, or even in 5th gear and then just do that. It does take off, but it doesn't take off quick. You need to get it up around 4,500 revs for it to go. And that's what I've learnt. And I'm a guy that I don't learn. I've never learnt. It's all about learning styles. I don't learn by being told. I was told not to go into real estate 20 years ago. I was told it was the wrong time. Thank God I went into real estate. I'm a guy that learns from doing. But just rest assured, riding a bike for 2,500 Ks, you can get on my bike tomorrow and go, that bike's awesome. But go and ride it for 2,500 Ks in all different conditions, and you'll understand things like this. When you're sitting on 110, 115, and you come to a roundabout, you slow down. Sometimes you're in 2nd gear going around a roundabout, and the bike will chug, 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 and then it's like there's so much fuel, and then it picks up and then it takes off. It's little things like that. At the lower RPM, it's sometimes not as smooth as what I would think. So the bike with the cam in it at the moment, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, isn't set up for touring. So I will make some changes. And that's what's fun about my channel, I think, is that you get to see what I do right, you get to see what I do wrong. And, you know, recently pointed out that I've been, you know, given some tips on how to ride a motorbike. Thank you for that. After 30 years, I don't think I'm going to change my style. I'm probably going to keep riding the way I ride. Luckily enough, I've not had one scratch or one broken bone in 30 years of riding. Someone said I've only been riding a couple of years. That's a lie. Been riding since I was 18 years old. But please leave your comments. I'm interested in your thoughts. Things can look good on paper, but until you do them in real-time testing, which I've done now, 2,500 kilometers on the bike in about 10 days, you've got to tweak it. And I'll keep tweaking it until I get it right. Please understand that it's my money. And if I didn't spend money on bikes and builds and airfares and drones, that I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. And hopefully you guys find the channel interesting and, you know, you keep watching. So I just want to say I'm grateful for all you guys that comment. I love the bike. I love everything about it, but I don't want to be changing belts. I don't want to be changing clutches. What I want is something that's super reliable. And now I'm going to have a look, put a cam in with some low end torque, and I'll report back. So let's just call it trial and error. I'm not even going to say it's my fault. I'm not even going to say that I got it wrong. I was told what the cam would be like, and it's exactly how I thought it would be. It's an incredible bike, but unfortunately I'm not on a racetrack. Please comment. I really want to hear people's views on it. Live and learn. It's good fun.